Okay, so it's Colonel Soreen, and my lecture is basically complacency. Okay, what does complacency mean? It means unmotivated. It means you do the same thing day in and day out. Maybe you don't interact with people. You hide in your man cave, and life passes you by. If you're in a job and you're complacent, you don't try and get promoted. You don't try and do your best. You try and do whatever you can just to get by. Maybe you're a customer service agent, and instead of helping the customer, and you know, oh my God, this customer, it's going to take a long time, and then your customer service manager wants you to do 30 calls in an hour, and you know, oh shit, this one is going to take me 20 minutes. So I'm not going to get a good call count, and I might get chewed out. So the easy thing for me to do is to brush you off. Maybe I'll say, oh, I got to transfer you to somebody else because I don't have the capability of doing it. And then they transfer you back into hold again. And for you, the customer service rep, well, you think your call count is going to be good. But your manager just happened to be listening to you on the silent monitoring system, and you've done this a number of times, and you might either get fired or you'll get called under the carpet and say, I know what you're doing to get your call counts up. You are sloughing off difficult customers. You're sloughing them off. You're trying to give them to somebody else. It's not working on a team. So either you stop doing that or you'll find a new job. And maybe you bounce around from job to job, career to career, and you keep hearing the same thing. And you think, well, you're giving me 2 targets that are impossible to do. You're giving me high call counts, and you want me to give good customer service. It's impossible. Well, you can say that to your manager. What's it going to be? And a good manager is going to say, you're right. And the manager is going to have to make the call. But, for your own personal thing, if you are a sluffer offer of things, then that is your reputation. You're complacent. You're not willing to face the manager and say, look this is bullshit what you're giving us. These are at cross purposes. So, what's it going to be? And if you can't clarify it for me, then this is what you're going to get from other people too. And if you're going through a lot of people in the call center, it's because your management is faulty. But I'm telling you personally, don't slough off these tough customers, because somebody else is going to have to deal with it. And maybe you think that's fine because that's not me. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. It means that you're a complacent person. You're unwilling to have courage. You're unwilling to stand by the principle of you're a customer service rep, and your job is to do customer service. And it's not to mollycoddle people. Mollycoddle means, they teach this, it's like if you get a customer who is getting a little bit upset because they don't like what you're saying, well, you're supposed to say, well, I understand you. And maybe that's going to trigger your customer, or it's a stupid thing, It's trying to go and build rapport with your customer. But the reason you're having to build rapport with your customer is because you blew it the first time. If your customer has got an issue, and instead of saying, yes, customer, I will, if I can't fix it, I will note it and I will pass it on to my manager. And I will follow up with you and tell you, well, I gave it to my manager. This is my manager's name and this is their phone number. If you're not allowed to do that, you can say, look, I did pass it on to the manager. And next time you call, talk to the rep there and say, look, I want the manager. I want a call back from the manager. because I've already dealt with the customer service people and they can't fix it. I need a manager. You have to do something for the customer. If you slough it off continuously, you're complacent. And you're in the wrong job. Do something else. If you're not enjoying, if you don't like to do these things, then don't do it. And I know it's a hard world where you have to have a job and you got to take whatever you can take. But for your own personal growth, you've got to do the best you can and under very trying circumstances. And maybe you're going to do a half-assed job this time, but then you're going to go home and think about it and say, that was half-assed. And tomorrow when I go back in there, if I'm in the same situation, I'm going to remember I was half-assed yesterday. I'm going to go an extra mile tomorrow. Because it's your responsibility to grow. There's so many things in this world that you cannot say are your responsibility. And people do it, and they're stupid, and I want to scream at them. The society you're born into, and then they say, well, you're responsible for it, irregardless of the fact that it's unbelievably tough. That's mean-spirited to tell people that. Do your best. Do your best. And at least you can go home at night and put up your feet, and know, well, regardless of what other people think, I know in my own heart of hearts that I did my best. And whatever else they think, well, they got it wrong. And that's on them. But in the end, you have to face yourself in the mirror. Don't be complacent. Don't think, it's a cakewalk to walk through life. La, 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 la. Because I see other people do it. And it's true. On this planet, we see people that are the most useless people that seem to rise to the top. Don't follow those people. Don't do it. When are they going to get their comeuppance? I don't know. Is karma real? I don't know. But if you want to be yourself, true to yourself, be true to yourself. Do your best. That's your lecture from Colonel Cliff Soreen.